what's up? We're here in front of the Abodewell Realty office on Meserole Street. We got some news today. It's June 16th. We're calling it the end of the bull market in New York City because of our good friends in office up in the Senate. I think Cuomo passed this bill. Kelly, you wanna tell us about it?
Yeah. So, from what I understand, all apartments in New York City are now going to be rent stabilized. So landlords are going to be limited to how much they can raise the rent, which initially sounds great for tenants. But the thing is that the rent prices have already been dropping slightly or staying at where they are for the past year or so. And on top of that, now landlords aren't really going to have any incentive to give you a nice apartment, because why? If they're going to get the same rent for a nice renovated apartment or a crappy apartment, then it doesn't make any sense to them.
Yeah, and I'm sure with rent stabilization it comes with all types of regulations too, like additional regulations on top of the the price, regulation. So not only they're regulating the price, but they're also adding on all these other regulations on top of it.
Well, yeah, another new regulation is that they're not going to be able to discriminate based on landlord-tenant court records. And so I guess that's good if you have any landlord-tenant history in your past. Now it's just going to be a clean slate. So that's good, because I know there is some tenants that maybe you were late on rent one time and now it shows up on your record for whatever reason. Whereas for landlords, I think if you discriminate against people because of having an eviction history, then that's kind of
that's fair, more fair.
Yeah, that's a
why
fair
wouldn't
reason
you
to
not
rent to someone. But now that decision is taken out of their hands, so.
Well, it's not that necessarily even that it's taken out of their hands, but it gives the tenant additional right to sue if they feel that they've been discriminated based off of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it kind of just makes it a little bit riskier for landlords to take or to deny, I guess,
really
certain types of tenants. Now they're just not going to want to even deal with I don't know, like these tenants are just gonna.
Well, I guess it's great if you have eviction history and a big dog. Then just go get that dog certified for emotional support, and you can still rent out wherever.
Yeah. So we got two big changes right now that are in big in tenant favor, and.
Yeah, I don't know if you're putting off selling anything, hoping that the market's going to get better because it's been pretty stable for the past year or two. I wouldn't really be counting on that in the future. I don't think the prices are really going up.
The expected rents can't. They're not going. They're not. The anticipated rent that you're going to be getting in the future is now, limited. Do you know how much they limited the
I mean,
increases?
it's just going to be, they set the increase every year. So if they feel like making a 5% increase in a certain year, that can still happen. If it's just going to be a flat set rate of 0% increase like it was, I believe 2016, 2017, then they can't raise it.
They set it like that every year?
No, in 2016, 2017 there was a 0% increase. I think 2018 they did do a 1.5 or so increase.
Wow. Okay.
So
wow.
Crazy stuff though.
I guess we'll see what happens.
New York's getting rent stabilized all throughout.
Yeah, I thought that there was already too much rent stabilization in New York, to be honest with you. I mean, now in every building, pretty much, I think all these new buildings, they have to have a certain amount of rent stabilized apartments. I know I went to go see a rent stabilized apartment the other day. It was interesting because the apartment wasn't necessarily so much cheaper, but they had different income requirements. So you had to be in a certain income range.
I see, so income restricted.
It was income restricted, and they call that some kind of rents. They call that rent stabilization, even though it was just as much. Still very crazy for $3,000 for a 1-bedroom. Still luxury, but anyway. Thank you, Kelly. Thanks.
Don't be
Hopefully,
late to your showings.
Yeah. We got showings to go to now, so maybe we'll do more little.
We'll keep you guys posted on the